Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Take 5, where we take about 5 minutes and interact with the Scripture's teachings and maybe what they might have to say to our lives today. It's Tuesday, so what is it? Just a few more shopping days left till Christmas. This has been an odd Christmas season, hasn't it? With COVID and everything else, it's a bit more subdued. And I hope you haven't had to mail too many packages. Sue and I have, and several have gotten lost because I think everybody's doing Christmas shopping by mail and sending things instead of visiting people, which I understand. We're doing the same thing. So if you're going to mail packages, be careful. We've lost a few, or at least they haven't gotten to where they should have, and they should have gotten there a long time ago. So in the midst of the unusualness of Christmas, maybe with a couple days left, it's important to focus on that child. What child is this that we lay to rest? The child that we lay to rest is more than just Mary and Joseph's baby boy. He's that totally, completely. But as we've been looking in Paul's letter to the Colossians, he is the eternal Son of God. He is the image of the invisible God. He is the creator of all things. And it's like, whoa, yeah, that's who Christ is that we focus on, even during Christmas season. And so today, we look at his authority. Again, babies don't have a whole lot of authority, although they do like to exert their authority, and they just cry at the top of their lungs until you give in to what they want. Not so with Jesus, although he did cry at times. He was a full baby. What's the one carol? The baby awakes, no crying he makes. Nonsense. This baby cried quite a bit, I'm sure. They all do. And Jesus cried as well. But the eternal Son, the person of Jesus, had eternal authority. Listen to what it says. I'm in Colossians chapter 1, verse 17. It says, and Jesus is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in everything he might be preeminent. Wow, that's who Jesus is. Let's go again. He is before all things. In time, because he's eternal, he's definitely before all things. And any archaeological dig you find, no matter how many hundreds of thousands of years old it is, Jesus is before that. You look at stars in another galaxy that are, a zillion light years away. Jesus is before that one. He is before all things. But he's also before all things, not just in time, but in priority. He's the top of the list. He is before anybody in authority. He is before all things. And then it says, and in him all things hold together. A couple of big words here. One is sovereignty. We believe in the sovereignty of God, that in a sense he is the originator, he is the author of all life. We like to say that history is his story. God is sovereign. Nothing takes him by surprise. He is sovereign over all things. Another big word is he's providential, is the providence of God. And the providence of God, he is the one that keeps everything going in his providence. He holds all things together. And in essence, that's what the Apostle Paul writes here about that little baby in the manger. In him, all things hold together. And so think about this as we end today. Christ is before all things. So regardless of how disappointing this Christmas might be, maybe financially things are tight, you haven't been able to get your kids the presents that they wanted, maybe there's a bit of frustration even economically yourself as you look at these days. What do I want to say? Christ is before all things. He's the most important part of Christmas. Even though the tree might not be what you want it to look like and the gifts are not where they should be, he is before all things. Make him the priority this Christmas season. It's easy to say, but I just remind you. That's why we do these Take Fives. I remind you. And then the other thing, in him all things hold together. If you feel like your life is falling apart, if one more thing went wrong, First it was your car, then it was your appliances, then it was your kids, and you feel like you're not able to hold anything together in your life. Let Christmas remind you that the child that we worship in the manger is the eternal Son of God, and in him all things hold together, including all of the moving parts in your life. Think about that for the rest of today. And I'll see you on Wednesday as we continue Christmas in the letters. I'll see you.